I wouldn't mind a quid every time I've done this.
So the last time we saw this bike and you were talking about it, you were concerned about the cracks and the fact that the
forks had been altered,
Yeah. So what did you find out about them?
Bob got hold of a guy who basically copied this rig from a guy on the Isle of Man, and it's to do with having the sidecar on it. With the original forks, it just doesn't work.
Okay.
It won't ride properly, which is why they did this alteration. So it's all done in good faith, and it's what they would have done. So I was just worried in case it was the wrong forks and it devaluing the bike as such. But basically, if you put the original forks back on it, you can't ride it. So
what's basically happened here is there's a crack in the brace.
Yeah, this brace piece here, because the original fork legs came right back like that, much steeper angle there, so they've obviously cut it. There's a big weld line there, or braze line as such, but these braces, they've just put a section in and it's obviously just stress cracked through, so I want to just clean it up and just lay some weld in there if we can. But if it's brazed, there isn't really, unless I can get all the braze out of it, you're never going to weld it. So let's have a look and see. Unfortunately it's brazed, but that's okay to there. There really isn't a lot you can do with that.
What's your thoughts on it then?
Well, it's not dangerous that at all, but you'll never weld that, you see, because of that braze in between. It'll just blow all of that clean out of there. I think all you can really do, to be honest with you, is just clean it all up and put some filler in it and smooth it down again. I don't, because you can't, well, you can try and re-braze it, but I haven't got the brazing gear here, and you're going to have to take the whole thing apart to do it, because you've just got a big flame, you know. Well, there's more than enough in there to hold it all together. I think it's just stress cracks. I mean, a crack's a crack, but it's just got some flex in it. But if you try and get all that braze out of there, there won't be any metal left. So
So what is braze?
Braze is the gold. See the gold bronze style of car.
Yeah.
It's another form of welding as such. You get your metal sort of cherry red and you feed another rod in, but it's called a brazing rod.
Okay.
With flux. A lot of frames are brazed together.
Is it a stronger weld, is it?
I wouldn't say it's stronger, but say there's a tube.
Why would you use braze instead of a standard weld then?
On the old style bikes where you had like a Harley frame or any British bike really, this looks like it's tube, well it is tube welded, but you get a cast lug
Okay.
Yeah, and your tube slides into the lug. They use great big blow torches, get that cherry red, and just feed braise in it. It just sucks it all into the joint. It's more like soldering.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's flexible more as such, but it was just something that they did. I mean, I can try and cut that out. I suppose I could cut it through and then weld it. That might be a way to do it, yeah. It's probably safer to do that.
You're reluctant to leave it then?
Well, it's going to crack again, that's the trouble. So. But that braze hasn't taken to the top piece, it's just, I've sawn it slightly below it. See that braze? That's a section of braze there moving. Yeah?
Oh yeah.
And it hasn't taken to that piece there. I've just done that cut line in the bottom. Right. See?
Yeah.
So it had taken because it was overlapped on that, but where that was slightly proud, they ground it back. Braze will just lay in there. If you can cover that whole area with braze, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But where they ground it back, because that point's proud, it got there's nothing, no width for it to take or anything, you know?
Yeah.
So at least we can get a weld in there now.
And that could be why it's cracked.
Yeah. Yeah. Just clean it up a bit. Comes through a little bit more with that. Leave that at that. See if I can get a little bit of a saw cut down that other side. Well, that's all solid braze there, so we'll probably have to weld to that edge. Let's cut that one through. Braze just come out.
Yeah.
So that probably nearly clean enough now. Where I've put the big hole, that one might well, but that one I don't think will, because see that whole joint there is brazed. You don't want to get into that. So basically if we can get from about there round, decent weld in it, at least that will hold it all, you know. See that different noise then? You crackle up.
Yeah.
That's where it's hitting the braze. That's good, it's got a nice decent weld in there. I'll leave that at that. Got it all right, I think. Right, give that a grind up. And we'll do the other side, might as well do that side as well, get it right, haven't we?
That's it.
Right, that's got that. So we'll spin around, do the other side now. Because you're not going to do any more, you can't do any more with that. It's welded solid now. So you're just chasing the braze all the time otherwise.
So you're pleased with your decision on that then?
Yes, it had to be done realistically. It's not trying to, like I say, it's not trying to get out of doing it. It's just, now I know that I was worried about the paint not matching and stuff like that, but now I know it's okay, then it's doable, isn't it? It's always a worry when you've got to paint stuff, but like I say, the bike is all different colours anyway, so you can see that that is blonder than that, but I haven't tried even cutting any of that back yet. So but once it's, I think once it's all had a bloody good clean up. That brings it up a bit blonder, but I mean it's still different, but like I say, it is just, it's different colours. You can see that swinging arm's a different colour to that. So you just got to go with what you got realistically. Torch. Oh, that's the crack line there, isn't it? Just see it. Saw him through there. See what that'll weld like. So there's quite a lot of braze behind that, so it might just fester it all up. Right, let's got that bad boy.
So the secret to filler is?
Put enough on it, because you can always rub it out. Make sure it's mixed well.
Which one's this one?
U-Pole, BPO. I see it's quite red that, so that'll go off fairly quickly, so you've got to get it in there, you know. But if you want to spend your time fannying around making artistic shapes, don't put as much in. But we're not worried about it really, so.
So how quick does this go off then?
Probably about 5 minutes.
What, hard?
No, it'll go, because there's so much harder in it, it'll go semi-hard first, but you have to let it go off.
So basically make sure it's filled and then some.
You want to try and smooth it out the best you can. because it makes your life a lot easier when you're rubbing it down, because it do go hard. It's amazing what you can do with filler. Back in the good old days, I can remember putting filler in the side of a transit van with a number plate.
Really?
You're going at it quite hard with 120 grit, so you just want to feather it out so when you paint it, you can't see the big scratch marks underneath.
Yeah.
It's good stuff, this invented sandpaper basically with holes in it. So that, which was all full up, look, just bang it and it all comes out.
Yeah.
Right, so done the welding, done the filler work. I'll have to blow a bit of primer on those two, but now I'll take this shock out, take the tie link bar out, clean all this up, sand it all down, get rid of all this. I'll flat down the mud guard where I've touched it in, and then knock some paint up. Got to do that bit of frame over there, tidy up a few bits here, just blow in the bits that I haven't got to yet, and then that'll all go off nice and hard for the morning. I can faff around with this afternoon, sanding down all the bits I've done on it, polish that, and then get it all back together.
Next week on the workshop. When do you need to change spark plugs?
Probably every 30,000, something like that.
But is there, when you take the spark plug off, is there something in it that you see and think that needs changing?
If your electrode in the middle, see that's very dirty, let's clean him up. Right, if you've got any deterioration of your arc point there, yeah, or if the electrode's burnt down at all or misshapen, or if that, see that is dark still, but that's actually porcelain.
Okay.
The centre, larger of the centre pieces. If that's burnt out at all or disintegrated, you just change your plugs. But